Hello, YouTube. So, yep, Hotel Transylvania 2. Funny thing is, I was actually going to go see Creed today. I already made a video for that and everything. Which, when I do actually go and see Creed, that's coming out. But, yeah, I went from seeing the continuation of a very iconic film franchise to an Adam Sandler movie. Oh, the world is mysterious. So, alright, so might as well get right into the trailer. Um, okay, so pretty much the trailer gives away pretty much every important detail that we need. Like, no need to save any surprises for later. No, we just need to see everything. So the monster world has now opened up to the human world, and they get along surprisingly well. Yeah, you would expect at least a little bit of tension, but no, they're perfectly fine. Humans don't question why there are monsters or anything. They're just like, cool. That's a thing, I guess. I guess when you get down to it, when you really question it, I mean, it's right in front of you, but still, like, a little bit of questioning is needed here. Um, but anyway, so when everything's going well, of course things have to be going wrong. So Mavis is wanting to move away because, and actually a pretty fair criticism, the hotel is not a safe place to raise a freaking child. Oh yeah, and her and that guy from the first movie who really, did you even care to remember his name? Yeah, they had a kid now. Odd. I mean, I'm just saying that would be an odd thing to see. Um, but yeah, now they have a kid, and yeah, still fair criticism. It's not a safe hotel. They have stairs that, okay, well, they put up a guard thing, but they still lead to nowhere. Seriously, is anyone gonna finish up those stairs? They were funny, but is anyone ever gonna finish them? They got tons of monsters. They got the freaking tallest diving board. Really, who else? Who actually dives up on that? Who would actually go up so freaking high? Aside from Frankenstein. Okay, never mind. There are, and also they kind of live on a cliff with no fence or anything around it. Yeah, that's safe for a kid. So, yeah, fair criticism. She's wanting to move to California because her husband's family lives there. I didn't even know they got married. When did that happen? When did they get married? We never saw that. We never saw them getting married. We just saw them getting together. We never saw them get married. We never saw any arguments. There had to be some arguments, right? I really want to see a little bit more of this relationship. It's one of the few times I actually want to see a relationship, and they don't show it. So, now, in probably the dumbest plan to get a daughter to stay with you, to stay with a parent, Dracula is deciding, well, if I teach my son, okay, my grandson, how to use some of his vampire powers, which he must have inherited, now, then she'll be cool with me keeping him here and her staying. Okay. One, he does incredibly dangerous things for this to work, just proving Mavis's point. Two, how would all the incredibly dangerous stuff that they do actually help? Is the kid even 5? He doesn't look 5. They apparently say that you have to be the age of 5. He doesn't look 5. He looks like he's 3. Are they trying to get early? Are they trying to get an early bloomer? And really, really, you think if her son is now a vampire, then she'll be fine with him staying at your in the hotel? Why would she be fine then? That doesn't seem like it'd be anything to keep her there. She's already learned all the stuff from her dad, so it's not like her dad needs to train him or anything. She can do that. I don't think that she's gonna get a job anytime soon. I mean, she's a vampire. Does she really need to get one? Are people gonna hire her? I'm really questioning the fundamentals of this supposed truce between humans and monsters. But yeah, how is that gonna win her over? Like, oh, I was thinking about leaving, but then you got my son to get out some things, so now I'm gonna stay. How is that gonna work? Um, but so that's pretty much the whole movie. That's pretty much at least what it seems to be like. So there are a few things. The animation is still pretty good. I mean, like, I actually really do like the animation in the first movie. It is childish and cartoony, and I do wish that they used the 2D animation at the end more, but it is very quick. This animation is so high speeded and so full of energy. It's just really cool to watch. I also want to bring up that I don't hate the first movie. I actually kind of like watching it. It's kind of a good time passer, and yeah, I do like some scenes in it. And Adam Sandler does a great job as Dracula. I mean, who would have thought? But it is still a childish and very flawed movie. There are still things that really don't work, but at least some of the stuff in it is good. So there is that. One thing that I think that is going to be missing here that I kind of don't want missing, which is kind of what I really like in the first movie, is I don't think that they're gonna bring up Dracula's wife at all. And like that was the best scene in the movie when in the first movie when he was talking about her death. That scene was great. And I don't see anything hinting at the fact that he's even going to talk about her. So, and that's kind of the good part of the movie might be taken out of it. Um, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't look that bad. It kind of looks like the first movie. It'll look like it'll be okay, kind of fun and really cartoony looking. But that's some of the stuff that was okay in the first movie. But the thing that looks the best out of this whole movie, Mel freaking Brooks. Oh my god. Okay, so for one, this isn't really a random choice for him to play Vlad. Who names their kid Vlad? I don't get that. But this is actually a pretty nice casting here. For one, Mel Brooks is awesome. Seriously, Young Frankenstein. Mel Brooks is awesome. Blazing Saddles, Spaceballs. I think he directed Robin Hood Men in Tights. So yeah, he's awesome. Um, so I'm really excited to see him. And like this is gonna be the first time I'm ever gonna see Mel Brooks in a role on the big screen. Like I've never seen that before. This will be a fun learning experience. I've heard that he's not really in the film that much though, so that's a little bit disappointing. But I mean, I'm just excited to see Mel Brooks. I thought he retired, so it's really cool to see him back. But yeah, it's not really a random choice why they're choosing him or anything, and it's not just because they really love the person. I think they do actually really respect him though, but I think the reason why they hired him is because he directed the movie Dracula Dead and Loving It. Stupid title. But so yeah, I think that's sort of the reason, and you know what? That's kind of a nice tie-in. That's kind of fun. But yeah, I don't know. don't see that much of him, but they do show probably his longest scene, I'm guessing, in the trailer, because, like, I've heard he's only in this movie for, like, 5 minutes, and if he is, I'm gonna need to wait until my parents are home to do the after part of this, because I'm gonna need to yell. So, yeah, it doesn't look like a bad movie. It still does look pretty funny, like, the teaser for this movie was really funny. Just like Dracula throws his grandkid off a building, totally safe. Yeah, again, Mavis has a point here. But yeah, it looks like an okay movie. I don't know if it's gonna meet up with what I'm thinking it's gonna be like, but I still like the first movie fine. It's an okay movie. Definitely one of the better movies that Sandler has done in a while. And, like, he's not a bad actor. He's actually pretty good when given the right stuff. It's just, he so rarely chooses the right stuff. But, hey, I mean, he does great as Dracula. I'm still surprised that was him. Like, the first time I watched the first movie, I didn't even know it was him. And I thought it was someone else entirely. And then I heard that it was Adam Sandler, and I was just shocked. So yeah, I mean, like, that's the sign that he is doing good with acting, and, like, for him to be so disguised like that, it is really good. He's a good actor. He can be. I know he can. That's why it's sad that he's making so much crap movies now. But hey, maybe this will revive his career. Probably not, but still, there's slight chance. Very tiny. Um, so yeah, that's about it. And I'll see you in 2.5 seconds. That's how long every single one movie later thing is. Hmm. Okay, so I've had some kind of mixed opinions on this movie. For one, the animation is still pretty good. I do want to get that out there. And on the story part, I pretty much got everything right. Um, so yeah, I'm not gonna go over the story because that would just be repeating myself, and yeah, I already got it right, so I don't need to. I'm already gonna gloat in that. So alright, so I do want to bring up my main point in this movie, which is Mel Brooks, and he's pretty awesome. No, I'm not just saying that because I'm biased that it's Mel Brooks. Okay, yes, I am, but he's actually does a very good job as Vlad. And the character Vlad isn't actually that bad, but I do kind of wish that we saw him for a bit longer. Like, okay, they do have some build up for him, which is nice. I mean, it's nice to see that they're actually building him up a bit, but it kind of feels a little. It feels cool, but then when you actually see him come in, and he's only there for like 10 minutes. Sure, it's a great 10 minutes, but that might just be because, well, it's Mel Brooks. Oh, and speaking of which, we also got Gene Wilder in this. Okay, no, we didn't. But, we did get a shot from Young Frankenstein. I guess since they had Mel Brooks, why not? I mean, it makes sense. It's just, why, really? It's not even really a needed scene. It just kind of has them. But hey, I mean, I'm not gonna complain. I saw a bit of Young Frankenstein. That was cool. Um, like 2 whole seconds of it. That's not really that great when I think about it. But I'm not gonna destroy my own dream. And so pretty much with this movie, there are some ups and downs. Like, for one, the good stuff is pretty good. Like, the jokes aren't half bad. Um, uh, God, okay. Adam Sandler is still good as Dracula. He still sounds really good in the performance. Seriously, I'm still surprised that this is Adam Sandler here. Like, it doesn't sound like Adam Sandler. It sounds like Dracula. It sounds like he did the voice so well. And, like, I wish that he gave more effort into his other projects with the voices, at least. Because then, that would actually be a real improvement. So yeah, he still does good as the voice. Again, the animation is still very quick, very fluent. Um, and like, it is nice to see a little bit more of these monsters again, and the characters. My dad actually brought up this point while we were driving back, and this is actually a great point to me. My dad pretty much said that, well, a sequel can be better because you've already gotten to know these characters, so they don't have to reintroduce them. That is a great point. Thank you, Dad. So he pretty much brought up that point, and that's a really great point. We don't get to like reintroduce these characters or anything boring like that, which is very good. It's unlike the Spider-Man movies where they always had to emphasize, "Hey, I'm Spider-Man," just in case if you forgot. Um, and it's kind of nice to just see them just like, yeah, you already saw the first movie, or else then why would you be here? So, yeah, that's kind of a good point. And hey, I was actually wrong on a bit of the storyline. We actually do see Mavis and Johnny get married, and yeah, I remembered his name. Um, and we do actually see her get pregnant. The more that I think about it, the weirder that is. But it is actually kind of funny the way they represent it. They pretty much do go through all the tropes that are needed, and they go through them pretty fast and pretty well. Um, so that was kind of funny, but after that, yeah, Mavis isn't really that funny in this, so that's kind of a downside. And she's pretty much the same character that we got from the first movie. Nothing's really changed. She's just sort of the same. Johnny, we actually do get a little bit more of, or at least we get a little bit more in his character. We don't really see him that much, but yeah, pretty much he actually wants to stay at the hotel because he actually really likes it there. And Mavis is just a jerk and is saying that she wants to move away because of their child's sake, not even asking for Johnny's consult whatsoever. That's harsh. Um, but yeah, again, the hotel is still pretty dangerous. Like, you can really see why. But I do kind of like the idea of what they do with this sort of Dracula training school. I like what they do with that. Sort of mocking how things have become too nice and PC these days. And yeah, I really do agree with that. um, and so that was kind of funny. But now let's get into some. And really, am I the only? Okay. And am I the only one who would actually want to buy that workout tape that we see of the Invisible Man? I'm sorry, but that looks freaking hilarious. The Invisible Man is my favorite character in these movies, so I want to see more of him. I demand a spin-off. Okay, no, I don't, but I still want to see more of him. If you're gonna make a third movie, show more. I request it. Yeah, you'll probably really hear me, Adam Sandler. I don't know. So yeah, he still was my favorite monster in this. But now let's get into some of the bad stuff. Okay, so for one, this story has been done to death. The story, even though I said I wouldn't talk about it, I gotta talk about it now. Um, is about really, it's just about Mavis and Dracula going through father-daughter issues, thus causing a disturbance with their child and husband that really none of them care about. And, and then the and then they're trying to force the kid to be something he's not. And God, is this the Hallmark Channel? Oh my God, I'm sorry. This story has been done to freaking death. With the family not working together well, and God, it's so annoying. Why does this keep on showing up? Why do these stories always pop up? I mean, really, these stories are pretty annoying. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much the biggest downside here. But there is kind of two more downsides. Okay, three more now. I thought of it. Is that this one scene where, yeah, I know this might be a little bit nitpicking, but really, why else are you here? Unless if you want to hear some nitpicking. Really, I mean, if you've already seen the movie, then you already know. It's this really badly paced scene with Dracula and his son. I mean, his grandson, and they're just like, there's this very forced scene of them dancing. It is just sad. Like, the rest of the movie, we don't really see this. So it makes me wonder, why did they even have it here in the first place? It's not needed. So, like, what was their point in doing any of that? It just felt like a minute that was wasted in their whole entire runtime, where they could have gotten something better out of it. Um, and I was kind of wrong about the whole entire we're not going to hear anything about the mother thing. No, we do. It's just, she's hardly mentioned. Yeah. Important character in the first movie. Now, like Johnny, she's just sort of pushed to the side. Um, but some of the other bad things is, for one, the animation. Even though I do think that this is very quick and very well done animation, the thing is the ending credit scenes. They are done in 2D animation, and they are so much better. They are just as equally quick, and they are even more compelling. Those are really good scenes, and I don't get why they keep on just ignoring those scenes when they're really good. If they're good, use this type of animation. It really bugs me how this animation style is starting to fade, and now we're kind of having to count on Don Bluth to bring it back. Like, to me, that's very sad. But yeah, pretty much the animation, I think that they could have at least done it in the 2D style, but I mean, the 3D is not that bad. But it's just that we see it so much now, and to see that they actually do have 2D in these movies, it makes me wonder, why not just do it all like that? Um, then we also got the fact that, okay, pretty much the goal of these movies was to be an hour and a half long cartoon. That was their big goal. Do they accomplish this? Yes. But, and that also adds for scenes that would be fine in a cartoon, but in movies, they're not that great. There are some scenes like that in here, but they've actually toned it down a lot more from the last movie, so this one's just sort of like a pick your poison, really. Like, do you like the more cartoon style of it, or do you like that being in there a little bit less? And if they were to make a third, and finally, if they were to make a third movie of this, which I don't know if they are, um, I think that there is an idea that they can actually do with it. Show this kid who I think is named Dennis dealing with his powers. Yeah, okay, I know this is kind of spoiling, but like I said before, you've probably already seen this movie. Um, Dennis is actually a vampire in this. Yeah, there's so much away there. Um, but Yeah, that's kind of a mixed message there, isn't it? Like, they were saying throughout this whole movie, like, oh no, it doesn't matter what he is. It doesn't matter. As long as he's him, as long as he's nice, and as long as he's who he wants to be. And then they're just like, oh, nope, he's a vampire. None of that matters. You can't be yourself. You just gotta be what everyone else wants you to be. I'm just like, wait a minute, but isn't that kind of contradictory? Who cares? And so this kid, I'm just gonna call him Dennis because I think that was his name. And also, my dad brought up how the name Dennis was also in this movie, and that was his name. So I'm just gonna try and think that that was him. I don't know. I really forgot the kid's name, but I think it was Dennis. So pretty much Dennis does become a vampire at the end and looks really dumb in bad form. Really, his like curly hair sticks with it. It just that looks really stupid. He's gotta cut his hair or something. But so pretty much he does become a vampire. But what I was thinking about right when I saw that scene was, okay, what's it gonna be like for him to grow up now? Like it just randomly came into my head. Like what would his growing up process be like? And to me, that should be the focus of the third movie. If they are going to do a third movie, that should be the focus. Because that is something I really want to see. I want to see him, I want to see how he feels about being a vampire and dealing with these powers. Maybe do a Man of Steel style, I don't care, but really, that honestly sounds like a cool idea to me. So let me know if you guys think that's a cool idea. Or don't. I really don't mind. So that's about it. It's an okay movie. Do I like it more than the first? A little. Um, mainly, some of the more important reasons are because I actually did laugh a little bit more at this one, and, also because it has Mel Brooks. So, if you're looking for a fun little Halloween movie or something, or you're just looking for a good movie to pass the time, this one's pretty similar to the first one, and it can do both of that. It might get you to laugh, it might not, I don't know. So, yeah, that's about it. Bye.